can you explain with referring your outcome called the referential architecture when
Yes.
you talk about testbed?
Yes. I think what you're asking there is how is it used, and then how do we work with it?
Yeah.
Okay. As you indicated in your prior question, developers use it, right? They use it to get started. One thing that the reference architecture has is 3 patterns for the kind of architecture that you are likely to see in this kind of system. So what we did was publish that in June of 2016, I think it was, 2015, I can't remember. It seems a long time ago. And then that is used on projects and in testbeds. Now, one testbed that we have, the microgrid testbed, used one of those patterns and then developed it further to create a 4th pattern. And so what we have done then is we use the testbed to test out our reference documents, the reference architecture in this case, and then we improved it. We found something else that we needed, and then we put that back into the document. So there is a loop between these different areas that we need and that we've developed so that we can ensure that what we have is correct and we can improve it continuously.
It sounds like very big scale of the development and manufacturing activity involving the worldwide people and countries. And in that sense, is there any Japanese company or government activity which already contributing the IIC?
Yes, we have several Japanese companies. I shall mention only one because they are members of our steering committee. And I also like to use them as an example of just how global the IIC is. The steering committee representative from Fujitsu is a Frenchman who lives in California. This is typical now, to find different people from different countries working in different places for companies that are headquartered in all sorts of different places. So we have a good number of Japanese companies in the IIC. We have a testbed that I think will be approved next week. I can't tell you the name of the company, unfortunately, because it's not approved yet. We have considerable work, particularly in the area of business strategy in this area, again from Japanese companies.
It's surprising, even business strategy activity area, Japanese company are quite active and contributing something. And I really wish to watch and read it when it was approved and disclosed. And can we expect those kind of things is under public domain in this year or next year? How long time frame shall I consider?
Well, it depends on what you're looking at. For the documents of the kind that I've been talking about so far, we have again an approval process that ensures that all of the members of IIC have an opportunity to read and to comment. That takes a little time, of course, as you know, but actually we are quite quick. Once a testbed is approved, it is public. We have some legal stuff to do to ensure that we can use company logos, that kind of thing. It's not very hard. So that happens very quickly. And then this year, I hope, I expect, in fact, that we will be able to make available to everyone across the globe a portal that we call the Industrial Internet Interoperability Coalition, I3C for short. And that portal will allow people to read content that has been approved, to contribute, and then also to be able to see information that is not yet approved and say, yes, that seems right to me. And that will help us bring things forward to the public more often. The main purpose of this is to try to identify areas that are in common across different sectors. So for example, when we're talking about, I mentioned autonomous control earlier, that clearly is an issue in automotive. But it's also an issue on the factory floor, because if a robot, and cobots these days, are operating autonomously, the rules are by and large going to be the same, right? Or at least they will have a lot of commonality. So what we want to be able to do is to identify these areas of interest to different sectors, and then build a set of liaisons with the companies and the standards development organizations that are doing that, and then make that happen.
Establishing the international standard in the industry, usually some company leads the deriving the draft standard and put it on the country level, and the country submit it to the international standard organization. Yes. And doing a very long-term review and meetings.
Yes, I'm tired already.
That's one engineer's whole life work kind of things. But what you mentioned was something very much different way to establish or breeding the standard.
Yes.
With collaboration and discussion among specialists. And sounds like a new way of standardization. It's not directly generating the standard, but breeding the standard.
Yes.
And I feel the world scheme, especially in the industry and technology, are changing. It's very impressive. And maybe next session I will ask you a little bit more detail about I3C kind of thing. Thanks.